Alright guys, boy do I have a treat for you, or should I say a treat for myself. I had an amazing time last week at Wintercount. For those of you that don't know what Wintercount is, I'll try to put a link in the bottom in the description for you to check it out. It's basically a primitive skills gathering that happens at the same time every year. That'd be in February. It would cost $300 if you pre-register. At least it did this last year. And basically that gives you 2 meals a day for an entire week, plus you get to take all the classes that the people provide there. Now some of the classes, they have a materials fee, like this pottery down here. I think the materials fee was $20, and for me, to be honest with you, was well worth it. Pottery's one thing that I really wanted to learn how to do, and I've tried to do pottery, and basically when I have done it, it's exploded. It never made it past firing. So I learned a lot during this, and I've got to make some pretty cool stuff. You can really tell which one of these was my first one that I made on to my third one. I improved, to me at least it seemed, I improved drastically from one to the next. My first one, I made a very large piece for say. Tried to kind of mimic my plate slash bowl that I had, that I used for my food while I was at Wintercount. So I got to make that. It's not perfect in any way, shape, or form, but it's definitely functional. Kelly was my teacher, and she is really good. I mean, she does Anasazi pottery, and out of all the classes that I seen listed on there, the Anasazi pottery was #1 on my list. It's one of the things that I wanted to do. And honestly, I was walking around on day one going, man, what class do I take? I know the Anasazi pottery class has got to be full. There just cannot be any openings in it. So once I figured out who Kelly was, I went straight over there and basically begged to be in her class. And she had 2 openings, I believe, left at that point, and I snagged one. So I thought when I came out of there I was going to have just one piece of pottery, if it even made it past firing. And she said, well, you know, make as many as you guys like. You can make a few or whatever you want to do. So I thought, well, heck, it'd be cool to make a cup. So I did. I made this piece here. It's perfect cup size. It's funny, the day that I decided to paint all this pottery on, I had drank some coffee in the morning, and I'm not a big caffeine person at all, but I was lacking the energy on this particular trip because of the long drive. So I was shaking like crazy trying to draw this on. You should have seen it. It was really amusing to myself. I had to take and hold this hand still while I was using it to paint with. It was like the coffee jitters going on. But the inside of the pot, I had wanted to do a different design in here, and the funny thing was I put the paint on so thick on some of the spots that it dripped into the center, and so I basically incorporated that into the design on that. So, and I made I think somebody called this basically a seed pot. I don't know, I just thought it was kind of a cool little jar thing to make, and I kind of I just looked through some books at different designs to do on it and tried to mimic it. This was the one that I was the most proud of. I'll get you a closer shot after we're done, but yeah, it's just, I'm really amazed that I had 3 pots I did and 3 pots made it. As a matter of fact, she's so good that everybody's pot that went through the firing made it, and that was quite a few different pots. It was amazing. This particular clay was pure white, and it was kind of weird to look at it, and just something in nature to be so white was really amazing to me. I purchased some things while I was there. Mostly what I purchased were books, and of course the people selling the books, I had the authors sign the books. That was really neat. Got to meet so many amazing people. I mean, people I didn't even know existed as well. I got to meet Larry Dean Olson. really great guy. He was only there for a little bit. Signed my book. I got to meet Cody Lundeen. Really amazing person. In person, he was just a really upbeat, great guy. Talked to him for a little bit one morning while I was in the breakfast line. Actually served him breakfast as well as a lot of other people. And that's the one thing you can do, is you can volunteer your time if you really don't have anything going on, and help serve breakfast and supper, and help do dishes. And tried to do that whenever I could. I picked up a few bandanas. This is just one of them. This is one of their older ones. It says 2014, of course, but I did that. I took a few different other classes. The pottery class took the most amount of time, approximately 2 days worth, but maybe 3 at the most. It was a kind of gradually through a few different days. So like the first day, it took up all the time of making the pots, and then of course had a partial day of doing the firing. Didn't really have to maintain it. Kelly kind of stuck with it while we were taking other classes. I took 2.5 classes basically from Cody Lundeen. I made these sandals right here. They were great for out there. It was awesome. I didn't wear them too much because it was so hot. I was afraid that I was going to burn my feet because they never see sunlight. I don't normally wear sandals. And I made a quickie bow. It's called the Ugly Bow. I'll try to get you a little bit of video of that as well. I did a friction fire class, and the funny thing is I looked all over the campsite. The campsites are massive. It's just this huge, massive area with just people from all over, literally the world. And it took me quite a while to find the guy for doing the friction fire class. And he was doing the bamboo fire saw, and I showed up, and I was actually the only one that showed up that particular day. And I think it's because there was a lot of other really good classes that day, and probably some people had a little difficulty finding his class. But a really good guy. I think his name was Al. He showed me everything that I had been doing wrong. I quickly picked up the 3 different things that were just making it really difficult for me to get an ember doing that. So I learned a lot on that, and because I was the only one there, I assume, he asked me if I had done any other friction fires, and of course I said, yeah, Bowdrill and hand drill. And he said, oh, hand drill, when we get done with this, I'll show you a little bit of the stuff I got for hand drill. So we went over there, and I don't know, I did 4 or 5 different coals in hand drill. He had some amazing material. This is my first time to get to use mule fat, and also got to do the Inuit Arctic strap drill. He gifted me this mouthpiece to do it. He also gifted me a few hearth boards, which I didn't bring. He gifted me this set for the strap drill and a few actual straps to do it with. He said that these straps for him last around 50 fires before they break or wear out, which is pretty amazing, honestly, in my opinion. So I went on like a night walk while I was there for tracking, and that was really cool. It ended up turning into like an insect tracking course, and I learned a few things like about ants that I didn't know, so that was pretty cool. I went on a plant walk. That was probably, while I learned a lot, that was probably the most disappointing walk I went on, honestly, just because I spent 6 hours doing it, and I only really learned about 2 plants. Physically learned about 3, or learned ID 3 of them, but only learned about 2 plants in 6 hours. So I got a lot of information on those 2 plants, but when I took the course, I thought I was going to learn a few more plants. So that's all right, you know. It's just part of the deal. I'm trying to think of some other things that just stand out. Other than the people are extremely giving. They're I don't know how to describe it. It was a really neat atmosphere. If you left your supplies, your tent, or whatever, you didn't have to worry at all about somebody stealing out of it. That was the most amazing feeling ever. Honestly, in the morning, they had the morning meetings basically, and everybody gathered around, and it seemed like every morning somebody said that they had lost something, and almost immediately after they had mentioned what they had lost, somebody would come forth with that item that they had found previous to it. And I thought that was really, really cool. It was so simple for people to find what they had lost. Nobody was going to sit there and hang on to it and take off with it and steal it. So that was a pretty good experience. And if you wanted to know any information, all you had to do was ask somebody. They were more than willing to just give it, freely give it, and that was pretty neat. Meeting all those people that you just only knew about or heard about, that was pretty cool. It really was. What else? Oh, they the funny thing was, as we were driving there, we went through a few different eco type systems, and we got to the spot, and it was so desolate, or whatever you want to call it, just desert. There was nothing literally there, it seemed like. And I want to say I was kind of bummed when we first pulled in, and I didn't know what to think of it. I thought, oh man, I can't believe we drove this far for this. How come we didn't do this in the forest over here that was really awesome that we drove through in the mountains? And why are we doing this in the middle of nowhere where there's nothing, absolutely nothing around? And every day that I was there, I started to realize exactly why they had done it. It has a lot to offer in that spot that looks like there is nothing there for you. So, you weren't killing a bunch of ecosystems because it was mostly sand out there, so you weren't trampling across all the different plant lives. Now, I'm sure there are some there once the spring or summer comes that they'll come alive. But yeah, it was interesting, very interesting to say the least. I can tell you for sure, I'm really hoping, I think for sure I'm going to try to go to Rabbit Stick in September. It's nearly the same, but I've heard it's a lot larger, so that would be really amazing. And I'm definitely 100% going back to Wintercount next year, and because I got some raffle tickets hoping that I'd win something, and I did. There was 2 tickets. One was a free ticket to Rabbit Stick, and one was a free ticket to Wintercount, and I won a free ticket to Wintercount. So that's amazing. Anybody that wants to go with me, please let me know. I'd love for you to go with me or meet me there, however that would work out. Yeah, it worked great for us going there. I went with 2 other people, and we shared the fuel cost. And fuel cost is down quite a bit now. The car we took was a Pontiac G6. It got 31 miles a gallon, and it would go like 440 miles on a tank. So it just it seemed like you could drive forever. Literally, we'd stop at the gas stations to go to the bathroom and not even fill up, just pass them up. It was kind of a neat feeling, honestly, and really kept the cost down for us. It was 1,000 miles, or just a little over 1,000 miles to get there, and basically 2 tanks of gas almost got us there. It was 2.5 tanks. So you could just imagine that, and filling it up was only like $22. So it's like $50 to get there and $50 to get back. Something, I don't even know what that'd be. So yeah, really, really cool. Trying to think of anything else. I know there's a ton more stuff. I took a lot of other classes that I just can't think of at the moment at this moment. I couldn't have went with any better people, honestly. I went with Tony and Nate, and they're just amazing people. Just made it a lot of fun. It really, really did. So I can't wait to do it again. I think they're definitely going to go back, honestly. I really, really do. Oh, the other thing I wanted to mention is the one thing that really, really, really surprised me when I got there throughout the whole time is they really catered to the kids. And watching all the other kids go around doing everything that the adults did. I mean, literally everything. Pottery, making the bows. They had quite a few different people there that helped them out. They even took the kids out on little outings, overnight outings, and literally they take nothing. I mean, nothing. It was almost put to the point where I was like, oh man, I'd love to go with these kids. This would be awesome. So they just had a lot of fun with it. Did all kinds of kids games. The kids made masks for mask night, and oh wow, yeah, they definitely cater to the kids, and I wish my kids were there. I really had wished they were there the whole time. I feel like they definitely missed out. Some of the kids brought bicycles and were riding around to help them get around from point A to point B, because it is a pretty large area, and yeah, it's pretty cool. Very, very cool. I got to meet lynx. That's one thing I didn't bring, is I spent hours hammering two rocks together and made a fat lamp with it, and that was really, really, really cool. I might try to see if I can get some video of that. I left that at home. Can't remember to bring everything, I guess, but yeah, we sat there and literally made music. They sang. She played her mouth harp. Yeah, we just made music with pounding rocks together, and made a real nice divot. You know, not that deep for sure, but in the rock, and filled it with fat, and took some cattail duffer down for a wick and mixed it in with it. That was really cool. I had seen her down there doing it, asked her what she's doing, and asked if I could join, and she said absolutely, as long as you can make music. So that I did. I tried, at least. But maybe next year I can take the kids with me. That would be something I would like to do. We got to go to the Grand Canyon. We took a detour on our way home, and I'd say it was a pretty big detour because it took us 16 hours to get there, and it took us 25 hours to get back home. So we kind of went out of our way to go to the Grand Canyon, but it was well worth it, and just stunning. We didn't have enough time. It honestly got dark on us while we were there, and we tried to rush from spot to spot to take pictures and get the most amount of view we could out of the Grand Canyon. And yeah, very cool experience. Highly recommend you guys go to it. You don't have to spend any money once you get there, basically. They have the water. Some of the classes do cost, like I said, like this one here was $20 a material fee. That's probably the most you'll spend on materials. There may be a few classes where it's more like a bow making, or if you want to tan a hide and take one home with you. Trying to think. But other than that, they're normally cheaper than that. So probably $20 a day is the most you'll ever spend there. So yeah, absolute blast, guys. Can't wait to go back. All right, so this is the, I want to call it the bowl plate, whatever you want to call it, deep dish plate. And you can see how it is irregular-ish in shape. You can see the imperfections in it for sure. I didn't do any painting on the bottom. I tried to do my best in the middle here. It's kind of hard to decide what pattern to do, especially if you haven't thought about it too much. But pretty happy with how it turned out. Here's the cup that I did. I'm really happy with this. I worked a little harder on this one, and I like the designs that I did on it. You can kind of see the firing in it. The inside, here's where I'm saying that I was trying to do some kind of design, and it just dripped down to the center, and I decided, well, that's going to be part of it now. So yeah, here's the seed cup, or whatever you want to call it. This was the one I was the most proud of, and this is also the one that got the most darkening from the fire. I tried to do a rabbit, kind of right there. Did a lizard around the top. You can kind of see I tried to make it to where the legs were gripping to the top of the pot. I thought it was really neat. I tried hard on it, honestly, I really did. Then I did this little guy. I don't know. I just, I really did. I tried hard on this one. This is the one that, to me, turned out the best. And I'm really, really happy with it. Almost like an Easter egg. So this is just one of the shirts that I picked up. I did pick up a few shirts while I was there. I ended up wearing a new shirt every day because I ended up with some new shirts from it. This is the bandana that I got. Just an extra. I grabbed a few of these, one in this color and one in a beige color. And I'll show you the books that I picked up as well, and the ones that I got signed. It was just a cool experience, guys. I couldn't recommend going back enough. I just want to make this a yearly thing now. So another cool thing that I got to do is I got to meet Mikhail that makes the Emberlight stoves. This is the packaging for it. I didn't use this stove while I was there, but my buddy Nate, he had gotten one and was using it, so I had to pick it up. It just worked too good to make coffee in the morning. So, and to get to meet him, really amazing guy, honestly. He's so freaking funny, and he has a heart of gold, especially for children. He does a lot in the Scouts, and while I was there, while he's selling things, he was bartering with the kids, and it was almost hilarious to me because some of his stuff he had for half price, and when the kids are like, I want this and I want that, and he basically said, hey, I'll tell you what, if you can go get the price of one, you know, the half price of one of them, he'd give the other one. So it was a neat experience. So very, very neat. You guys are probably going to see this in an upcoming video, I'm sure, but I can't wait to share some of the knowledge that I gained and experience of this trip. It was really awesome. I do that once in a while. Act like a kid. Oh, to be young again. Did you have fun running the creeks?
Yeah, it just got deep.
It did?
So I just wanted to come out.
All right. Let's go to camp. Ready?